I'm Chef Julie Albertson, and this is my lovely assistant, Edith Diaz. We're both chefs here at Texas Pie Company, and today we're going to be making for you a cherry lattice pie and a chicken pot pie. To start off with, we're going to do our lattice top first for our cherry pie. So Edith, what we do here at the Pie Company is we use a rolling pin, but to keep the dough from sticking, we use a knee-high pantyhose on our rolling pin. And our pie dough is available at HEB, already ready to go. And it looks like this in the freezer section at HEB. So we have cherries in here that are a ripe heart cherry. And there is approximately 2 pounds of cherries in here. And we use frozen cherries for our products. So with the cherries, what we could do is we add 2 cups of sugar, half a cup of flour, and we toss all that together. I like to mix my dry ingredients first so that the flour and the sugar kind of get mixed in together so we don't get any flour lumps. And what happens with this process is that you will get, the flour will coat your cherries to help thicken the cherry juice. And just toss that around a little bit, and you can see how they're really sticking really well, how the flour sticks to the cherries. Also forgot one of the major important ingredients. We have a teaspoon of almond extract. It just adds a little bit of extra layer of flavor to the cherries and brightens the pie when it's done. So what Edith is going to do right now is she's going to go ahead and cut your lattice strips that go on top of the pie. I am going to go ahead and add the cherries that we've already got ready to go into our pan or to our prepared dough. And don't worry if they look like they're really mounded up. Once they start to cook, they will decompress a little bit. So right now it just looks like a huge mountain of cherries. So I'm going to finish rolling, and Edith is going to go ahead and start the strips for you guys. And if you haven't heard, here at Texas Pie Company, we are pieologists, professional pieologists. That's right. We create the good stuff here. And Edith likes to start in the middle, so she'll flip one of the dough strips back so that it causes the weaving process. You could just lay the strips over the top, but weaving it just adds another visual depth to the pie, and it comes out really pretty once it's all done. Look at how pretty that is when it's all finished. It's just lovely. So what we're going to do is just finish off the edge. And I like to use the edge of the pie pan just to press it down around the edges so that you don't have any dough strips hanging off and getting burned in the oven. So what you do is you lightly brush the top with your egg wash. Make sure you get it really good and coated, because once this egg wash bakes, it just adds such a beautiful color to the dough. And mason jars are awesome because you can use these for any kind of shakers like your cinnamon and sugar. We just poke holes in the top and then use those as a shaker, so you don't have to go out and buy anything special. So we're going to get this loaded into the oven. So it takes about 45 minutes, and it looks like this cherry pie is already done. So let's just grab that and get it out of the oven. Thanks, Steph. See how beautiful those come out? And you know, we were talking about how high it looked like the profile was, but once they bake down, they condense, and it turns out looking just absolutely beautiful. And I really like the fact that how the filling does drip over the edges just a little bit. Just adds another beautiful layer to that finished product. And there's our finished cherry pie. And we are going to now be making your dinner, which is going to be a chicken pot pie with a closed top. So what Edith is going to start doing while I'm mixing our ingredients is she's going to roll out our top for us to go over the top of the chicken pot pie. And we use our homemade pie dough that we store. But if you don't have homemade pie dough, you can also pick yours up at HEB in the freezer section. And we also have small pastry shells that are available in HEB in the grocery store in the freezer section next to our pie dough puck. These, there's 8 count to a box, so it gives you like a small little appetizer size pie or quiche. So Edith is going to roll out our top, and it's just going to be a big circle. You just need to make sure that it's going to be big enough to fit your pie pan. And again, we use the knee-high pantyhose on the rolling pin. So what I like to put in first is going to be some cream of chicken soup. Bowl's a little bit warm. So I've got cream of chicken soup. That's a 10.5 ounce can. And then I'm going to add to that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of garlic salt and a half a teaspoon of cayenne. I know that sounds like a lot of garlic salt, but it's really not. It's going to be, since none of the ingredients that you're adding are going to be very salty, it just adds another flavor profile to the end product. And just mix all that stuff in together. And then I have 2 cups of mixed vegetables. You can pretty much use any kind of vegetable that you want in this. This is what we have on hand, and this is exactly what we use here at Texas Pie Company. So it's just a medley. And there's 2 cups of that. I like to use full heavy whipping cream when we use it. Why scrimp on flavor, right? So you add that to your mixture as well. So this is 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. And then we use here at Texas Pie Company, we use a diced white meat chicken for our chicken pot pies. So what I have here is approximately 3 cups, which is going to be about almost 2 pounds of diced white meat chicken. And you can pretty much use any meat in this. It doesn't necessarily have to be chicken. It could be turkey pot pies. You could do a shepherd's pie. There's a whole lot of different things that you can do with this. So what Edith did is she made sure that this was a little bit larger than a 10-inch circle. So if you see the comparison, we know we have just a little bit of edge to work with, no matter how full it is. So just toss all this stuff together. And this again is also going to be a very full pie. And we say that these feed around 4 people, 4 servings, but they're 4 really large servings. And now what Edith is going to do is she's going to go ahead and top that off for us. Let me get that centered so that she could do that. And do you see how she did that? She flipped it so that it was still on the wax paper, and you do it about half and then flip it back over. And then it just peels right off like a dream. And now what she's going to do is she's going to go around and seal the edges so that we don't have any of that good filling that we just put in there leak out. And she's rolling the dough, kind of an under roll around the pie rim. So we put vent holes in the top so that the steam can get out and you don't lose all of your filling all over the oven. And we're going to brush the top of that one with egg. And if you like, you can actually salt the top, like with garlic salt or a little bit of Parmesan, because I really like that in presentation on the plate, and so many different flavor profiles in the finished chicken pot pie. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this in the oven, and it'll cook for about an hour and a half in the oven. And that's at about 350 degrees. 350 is usually my favorite temperature to work with. Everything goes in at 350. Everybody's oven is different, so you just have to adjust it how your oven works best for you. And now it's been about an hour and a half, and we've got our finished chicken pot pie coming out of the oven. And it is a beauty. We like to put them on pans here at Texas Pie Company because, as you can see, they do have a tendency to weep a little bit on the sides. So that's not a problem, but you just don't want to have to clean your oven after you had dinner. I hate doing that. And these are going to be a little bit more of a runny ingredient than, say, our pies are. So this one you want to use a bowl because you want to get every last drop of this baby. Scoop some out of the center. See how creamy and pretty that is? And with that savory crust that we just did with the top and the garlic on it, it just is divine. All we're missing is a fork and a roll.